Now to new clues on why murder charges against this 73-year-old Byron Center man may not come as a surprise to those who knew him. Agostino Camella is accused of killing his wife of nearly 50 years. 24-Hour News 8 digging deep today through police records in an attempt to learn a little bit more about his history. We've got team coverage tonight. 24-Hour News 8's Joe LaFerge is live at the Kent County Jail with an admission in this case. We'll get to Joe in a second, but first, let's get to 24-Hour News 8's Jessica Leffler, just back with some information she obtained from the Sheriff's Department.
Well, Brian, we literally just got back from the Sheriff's Department, and we've uncovered this is not the first time that police have gotten involved in a domestic situation at the Camella home. The Sheriff's Department was called out to Agostino Camella's home 2 different times, and in both instances, it was a dispute with his daughter. Police are not releasing his daughter's name, but say the first incident stems from a family meeting in 2004, and the second complaint is much more recent and dates to September 13th, 2009. In it, Camella's daughter says her father shoved her, then later says she, quote, has no knowledge or evidence of her mother being abused by her father, however, is concerned because she doesn't think her dad takes care of her mom very well and he does not accept any help, end quote. The police also noted in the report that Ella Camella had several bruises on her arms, but says during an interview in September this year, Ella told police that she was taking a medication that made her more susceptible to bruises. There were no charges filed in either instance. Now, coming up at 10 and 11 tonight, we're going to have much more on this story, including what Agostino says about his wife's bruises as well as his condition.
All right, Jess, we appreciate that angle. Now let's turn it over and continue our team coverage with 24-Hour News 8's Joe LaFerge out at the jail tonight. Joe, we have an admission in this case?
Yeah, Brian, in fact, it is one particular court document, something called the arrest affidavit, that really explains why Agostino Camella is behind bars here tonight at the Kent County Jail. That document talks about a tragedy tied to a very violent past. Court records indicate Agostino Camella admitted to police he pushed his wife of 47 years because he was frustrated over caring for her. Ella Camella had dementia for several years. According to the arrest affidavit, Agostino had grown, quote, increasingly frustrated being the sole caregiver and provider for his wife, end quote. He told detectives he had asked family members for help, however, none had helped. That frustration came to a boiling point at the couple's Byron Center home last week. Agostino Camella admitted to 2 incidents of abuse. The first on October 7th. Camella confronted his wife about not listening to him. He yelled at her, poked her in the chest with his index finger, then shoved her with both hands, quote, causing her to fall backward, then hit the back of her head on a ceramic tile wall, end quote. Then, last Friday, Agostino observed his wife not washing herself. The couple argued. Camella admitted to walking up to his wife, who was facing a countertop, and shoving her. Ella Camella fell forward, striking her head on a ceramic countertop. Her husband gave her an ice pack and told her to lie down. Quote, he noticed her speech was garbled and she made no sense as she spoke, according to the court document. Camella called 911. He told EMTs his wife was injured in a fall. They noticed several bruises and injuries in various stages of healing. A doctor at Metro Hospital suspected abuse and called sheriff's deputies. Ella Camella died 2 days later. Detectives have also learned from the couple's 2 adult daughters and Agostino's sister that there was a pattern of abuse. They, quote, all spoke of a history of abuse as children, as well as witnessed abuse against Ella, end quote. Despite those accusations, Agostino Camella has no criminal record. In fact, the only court record we found hinting of a problem goes back to 1999, and it involved a former son-in-law. The man who was divorcing one of Camella's daughters claimed that Agostino Camella slapped him during an argument. He obtained a personal protection order against Camella. Back to you.
Thank you, Joe. Now to